Today, God of War brings something new to the series, detailed viscera. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of CheckPoint. Now you might be asking yourselves, but I thought you guys were here last week, and we were. Unlike other PA-TV shows, we don't take breaks.
We don't have anything better to do.
Shut up.
Nicalis has cancelled the North American and European WiiWare versions of its game La Mulana because it says WiiWare sales are practically non-existent and are down sharply from their peak in 2008. So WiiWare apparently had a sales peak at some point. You learn something new every day.
Creative Assembly has said that, in contrast to its name, it takes a, quote, brutal approach to making development decisions with the sole intent of getting a score of 90 or higher on Metacritic. Considering their lifetime company average on Metacritic is 76, maybe it's time to try a different tactic.
The University of Southern California has received a $40,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts to create a video game based on Henry David Thoreau's classic book Walden. Yes, a video game based on a work of philosophy with gems in it like, what is the nature of luxury, which enervates and destroys nations, and a stereotyped but unconscious despair is concealed even under what are called the games and amusements of mankind. Apparently the National Endowment for the Arts is funding irony.
Sega has announced the public release of their newest product, toilets with P-controlled video games. Funny, I thought Sega was out of the hardware market. With the so-called toilets themselves costing $1,750 and individual games setting you back another $120, again, for something you pee on, we have to wonder if Sega can really compete with Apple on this bold new world of urine-centric gaming, considering iOS already has the lucrative games-to-play-while-pooping market locked down.
Guess what? We might actually be hard-hitting pundits because Kickstarter has had its first major scam. Little Monster Productions' Kickstarter for its game Mythics has been cancelled after people found out the company was not who it said it was and that their concept art had been stolen from other games. In other totally unrelated news, the Kickstarter for Professor Pigglesworth on the island of No Really, I Assure You, We Are Legit has also been cancelled.
The U.S. Department of Health and the ESA have joined forces to promote a new initiative called the Active Play Presidential Active Lifestyle Award Challenge, or dumb name for short. The program will encourage children and adults to play a certain amount of active video gaming each day, something like NBA Baller Window Smash, for example. The Department of Health has finally given up and is saying, okay, fine. If you're not going to go outside, at least play a video game that requires you to move.
Microsoft may be releasing a $99 Xbox 360 and Kinect bundle. Great, except you need to subscribe to a special Xbox Live subscription that will be $15 a month for 2 years. So that means you'll be paying $99 plus $360 for online fees, which adds up to $459, which isn't bad. Or you could go to Amazon right now and order an Xbox and Kinect bundle on sale for $265 and then pay $120 for 2 years of Xbox Live Gold, which comes out to $385. So if you get that bundle, good job. You've saved negative $80.
A new God of War game is coming out, and what is the most interesting thing about it? Well, not that it's an origin story where you play as a mortal, read boring Kratos, and not that there's a multiplayer mode where you don't play as Kratos, just guys who look like Kratos, because it would be too difficult to animate new models. No, the interesting thing is the detail that Sony is putting into all the blood and gore in the game. Designers working on what they are calling interior systems apparently spend most of their day watching autopsy videos and studying pictures of cadavers to make sure that everyone's innards have the same level of graphical fidelity we expect from a God of War game. Guys, it's fine. Just make it red. Nobody needs to see that.
You know, it's actually kind of stupid that you can't play as a girl in the multiplayer for God of War Ascension.
Well, they wanted to use all the same motion capture and animation for Kratos, because otherwise they'd have to, redo the whole thing, so they just made them all dudes.
No, they wouldn't have. They could have just made a girl that was the size and shape of a boulder and moved like a sledgehammer through a pile of meat. It worked for Gears of War 3.
Yeah.
Coming up, Super Meat Boy for iOS is rumored to be a Cannibalt-style autorunner, presumably to reduce the number of iPhone-based projectile injuries.